I am so upset. Oh my gosh, man. I just realized the stream I just uploaded, it didn't have my audio recording the whole time. Oh my gosh. Here we go again. Is it working now? Why does that happen? Oh my gosh, bro. I gotta do the whole review over. Oh no. Oh, jeez, man. Okay. Well, that happens. We'll see if we'll get this video. I'm so frustrated. I went back over it just in case because the video I just recorded didn't have any audio as well. Oh my goodness. That is so unfortunate, bro. An hour and 25-minute worth of video gameplay that just went to the floor, bro. Oh man. Alright. I did the Savage Gauntlet review video that ain't got no audio either.
Hey, better take care of that suit.
Okay, here we go.
Understand?
Alright. I don't know where to start. Alright. This was what the conclusion was to the review of Exoprimal. All the suits currently in the game right now as of July 31st. Oh, my voodoo rag just messed it up. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, messed it up. Okay, whatever. They'll fix it later. This was the final review of it, and I'm going to explain why everyone's where they are now. Because obviously, video didn't record. Actually, what I might do is, I'm gonna just leave it like this because I'm not about to go back over it. I'm gonna go back over it. Okay, so first up we have Deadeye. We have his PvP. Well, his PvP is S tier and his PvE is A tier, as you can see right here. Can y'all even see the mouse? I don't think y'all can. Okay, let me change that. Capture cursor. Okay. Okay, here we go. So we have his PvP in S tier, and we have his PvE in A tier for the sheer fact that his damage in PvP is amazing. His ultimate shreds, especially if they ain't got no tank, such as Roadblock or Krieger. He's nasty, he's disgusting. His damage output is incredible. Especially if you're running the thing that increases his damage, it's crazy. Okay. Next up, we have Zephyr. Zephyr, we have him in A tier for both. The only reason why he's not in S tier, actually there's a lot of reasons why he's not in S tier, but he's just not as good as the others. His A tier, he's A tier because he dies fast. He dies super fast. It requires him to get super close to enemies that everyone has a mobility ability to get away from him after he dashes towards you. His combo's there, but it doesn't like one-shot anybody for real, unless you're like another Zephyr or you're not Skywave. Not even Witch Doctor, you can't really kill him because he got his healing field and his leap away from you. Nimbus can just portal away from you, and she has the damage to actually out-damage you and kill you. Yeah, so he's basically A tier, get countered by basically everybody. After him, we have Barrage and Double. We have his PvE in S tier and his PvP in A tier because his PvE is amazing. He can flip the Ankylosaurus and stuff like that, set things ablaze. His ticks, the fire lasts for 20 seconds and it does 50 damage a tick. There ain't really much to say about that other than how he We already went over him and why he's so strong. Let me see. Let me make sure this is actually recording this time, because last time it wasn't. Yes, it does. Yes, it's recording. Okay, we good. We're good. That low-key got me salty that it wasn't recording. Oh, I'm gonna just change the description to no audio. Oh no, it hurts. It hurts to think about. Okay. Dang, man. Okay, so we have up next. We have Vigilant. We have her PvE or PvP in A tier, and her PvE in S tier. The thing that makes Vigilant so strong is her finishing streak. I'm going to show you guys actually. Excuse me. So, you go over this. Vigilant, her charge linker, at max charges does 450 damage, and you get a free charge after you hit a crit. Only use this when you get it to level 5. Only use it when it gets to level 5 because it instantly recharges it fully when you get a crit. Okay. So, Charge Linker is so much better than Charge Enhancer for the sheer fact that when you get it max, you do 450 damage with a crit, and then you get another free crit hit again, well, fully charged shot that does 450 damage, right? With the floating vault, you can get 2 shots off with this, with increased damage, which goes up to 540 damage a shot. So you'll be hitting them for 1,080 damage with 2 shots of Charge Linker. You can't get a full Charge Enhancer shot off when you do your floating vault because you don't stay in the air long enough and it takes a shot too long to charge. Charge Linker is okay in any aspect you try and use it, honestly, because the extra charge speed, you know, you're gonna, that's just more time if you're not doing damage. It takes you an extra like second or two just to get up to 900 damage, and then it takes 20 shots away from you anyway. So while it's over there taking the extra shot, well, extra ammo from you, you can run this and get like all your shots off in a matter of time, you know what I mean? In a reasonable amount of time with more damage overall than you would Charge Enhancer. You get 2 Charge Enhancer shots off and you gotta reload. While this, on the other hand, you get 900 for, you get 30 shots in a clip. You get 30 bullets in a clip, and you get your charge shots consistently, getting crits off without having to reload for a longer period of time. 450, 450, 450 is going to beat your 900s at any time because they're going to have to reload every now and then, more consistent, more often. And then we have Finishing Streak versus Frostbite. Frostbite is really good if you're in PvP and PvE because, you know, 2 Frostbites to freeze any dino, other than your T-Rexes. And yeah, it instantly freezes your Triceratops and your Carnosaurus. I think it takes a little more to freeze an Anki. I haven't really tested an Anki because, you know, you gotta get lucky to get that pull for an Anki. But you take 2 and it increases the base explosion by 100%. It's okay, but Finishing Streak is still better. Finishing Streak is so good because if you kill, like, you know, one of the explodey guys with it, it does increase damage. Well, no, it doesn't do increased damage. You got a chance to hit a critical because, you know, you hit the critical spot of the explodey dude, you hit him for 900 damage. You know, that's why Finishing Streak is also good. You, instead of running the Charge Enhancer, you can run Finishing Streak, so your Finishing Streak can hit crits as well. So you begin 2 Charge Linker shots off for 900 damage, and then you got your Finishing Streak for another 900, which is crazy. And on top of that, all you gotta do is freeze them, and you get free crit hits off for days. With your Finishing Streak, so you can increase your damage output a little bit more. Frostbite is good, but after you freeze a dino for the first time, it's like impossible to freeze them again. Yeah. Well, you can hit consistent crits with this and get it back more often. Now, Floating Vault increases your damage a lot. I mean a lot. I think it does like 1,240 damage when you're hitting it with the Finishing Streak. After you vault up in the air, you get your attack damage while you're floating, and I think it lasts until you land. So, no, actually, it lasts for like 2 to 3 seconds. maybe 5 seconds. I'd say it's like 5 seconds after you jump. But this is so good because you get your increased damage. Like I said, you can get to your 2 charge linker shots off while you're in the air before it goes off. And so what you can do is you use your floating vault, hit 1 charge shot on the Dino's quick point, get your 400 damage from your crit, and then get your extra damage from your finishing streak. And that's like 1700 damage right there. Frostbite's good only for the first freeze. You get your freeze off faster, you might be able to kill the Dino a little bit faster. That's what Frostbite's good for. And you got your freezing vault. When you jump, it freezes enemies around you. Not the best because obviously you're going to be far away most of the time. So you don't really need initial freezing enemies while hit in the first place. I think it's a waste of a slot, honestly. You could go for vaulting, get your increased attack power while you're hanging in the air longer. My opinion, that's what I would do. But for PvE and PvP, honestly, go Charge Linker over Charge Enhancer. Go Finishing Streak because you can actually still crit Exos as well. And the Frostbite is also really good for PvP because you get free hits off. Because you can freeze the Exos faster. And you get your two crit hits off, they're dead, basically. They're dead. It's over. And then Floating Vault, always good because you get the extra damage when you jump up in the air. You jump up in the air, use your finishing streak or whatever. Use your Stinger Shot. You get your increased damage when you're hitting the Exo or any Dino, which is great. It's really good. And you get your reduced cooldown based on how many dudes you're hitting. So how many dinos you're hitting. So if you kill like 10 to 15 raptors with 1 shot, bro, your cooldown's on like a 3-second cooldown. If you kill a Nanosaurus or something like that, you get this thing down to like a 3-second cooldown or 3 to 5 second cooldown or something crazy like that. Really good. I'm gonna go back to Zephyr real quick. So this sheer fact that I can tell you guys about him. Use this. Use this for PvE always. This thing reduces your cooldown by 2.5 seconds on every ability. That includes his dash, his sky kick, where you kick him up in the air, and that includes his shoulder charge. And his shoulder charge and his sky kick are on 11-second cooldowns. So, if you run this, I will have to go in the game and show you guys what the time perfect combo attack is again, but it's okay because I can show you guys that pretty easily. This increases your base damage by 60%, increases your attack, but you no longer have energy waves. Energy waves are really good for the sheer fact that you ain't gotta get as close to the T-Rexes and stuff like that when you're fighting them, because you get your initial basic attack hit plus the energy wave that does the extra damage as well. This gives you just an increased 60% with increased attack, but you don't get your reduced cooldown, which sucks. Because if you didn't know, Zephyr can actually tip a dino. With his uppercut, with his kick, and his shoulder charge together, you have a chance to stun a dino. With this, you can actually do it more often because you have your abilities up more quickly, so you can get them down to like maybe a 5 to 6 second cooldown when you're consistently doing it, maybe even lower than that because you got the base cooldowns. So you'll be basically getting his abilities back super fast when you're running this and hitting your time things perfectly. Once you get it down, you'll be out there sliding T-Rexes and stuff like that with no problem. And plus you keep your energy waves so you ain't gotta get as close as you normally would. You're prioritizing your abilities over your basic attacks. This is good for PvP obviously because you get your 60% and you increase your attack is faster. But you go from doing you do 75 damage to raptors and stuff like that up to I think 133 I think it goes up to now when you do your 3rd hit. But again, you don't get your time 3 hit, your time perfect attack no more. It doesn't even exist when you ain't got that, when you ain't got in a Sailor. Skyfall or Rebounding Strike. Obviously, Rebounding Strike is great for PvP because you get the extra 100% damage when they collide with walls and stuff. But aside from that, that's all it's good for. Skyfall on the other hand for PvP and PvE because you get that extra chance, you get that extra damage off after you do your sky kick, and then you still get to use your shoulder barge and hit them into a wall. You know what I mean? So Skyfall kick is really good. You knock them up, knock them down, do your shoulder charge when you can. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta try and upper kick and then shoulder charge at the same time, so you actually get a guaranteed hit off. So Skyfall, I would say you always want to run this over the rebounding strike unless you're like a really good PvP player with them. Then, you know, obviously rebounding strike because you get the 100% increased damage. But if they're in the open, you ain't going to get that extra collided hit damage, what sucks. And your cooldown is still 11 seconds. So, Gust Step or Flash Step, my personal one is I don't run either one of these sometimes because I like his double dashes already. And I just run like the upgrade module so I get my ultimate faster. But so Flash Step is good for, well, you know, you got to increase dashes and stuff like that. And it decreases the cooldown by 2. I really like how far he moves already with his regular one, but at least this one reduces your cooldown, I guess. And then Gust Step knocks back enemies. I don't use this. Again, like I said in the previous videos, I don't really care about the flinching. And temporary increases your defense upon use. That's good. But I run aid, so 9 times out of 10 I'm healing myself anyway. Because if you ain't got like a Sky, if you ain't got a good healer, then you gotta heal yourself. You know what I mean? Especially with someone like him, the shield breaks too fast. It breaks entirely too fast. Even when you have your energy waves and doing your combos, it still feels like it's breaking too fast. It's like you shoulder charging the dinos into your shield instead of the wall. Like it just feels like your shield just takes the damage anyway, then it's broken in like 2 seconds. So Gust Step, I mean, I don't really notice the knockback of enemies upon use, but I mean, I guess it could be good if you're trying to, you know, you lose one of your dashes, get further into a ward and die. But yeah, so I'd run Flash Step over it if you're trying to run all 3, or I just run something like this, or the reduced chance. Where is it? Either you get reduced cooldown on your overdrive garage, or reloading model so you get your rig up faster so you can heal yourself more often. Yeah. So that's that for Zephyr. That's why he is where he is on this board. We got his PvP and PvE at an A. We got, I already went over Vigilante. Oh yeah, I just went over Vigilante about her damage and stuff like that. I'm gonna show you guys, I'm going to training ground so I can show you guys the quick rundown on his, what's it called? On his time combo attacks. While this is loading in, see, look, is it on? Is my audio still going? Okay, it's still going. Okay, back to what I was saying. It just gives you like a quick notification of when it activates and stuff like that, which is great, so you know. But look, this is it right here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. That right there, that little. When you see that little glow right there, that little quick light right there, that's when you should press R2 to do the combo attack. So 1, 2, 3. And you hear the extra, you know when you did it, when you hear that ding noise. That. So if you can get this down like this, every time you do it, you're reducing your cooldowns by 2 seconds. All of them. Every time you hit a dino or an enemy with it, you're reducing your cooldowns by 2 seconds on your up kick, on your up kick, and your shoulder charge, and your dashing. So look, you see it has 6 seconds. Look, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, it's already ready again. You're shaving off 2 seconds every time you do that, no matter what the dino is. That's why it's so good. That's why it's better than the other one where, you know, you increase your base damage. It's either you want to go for ability damage or do you want to go for basic attack damage. It's literally what they're asking you with him. And obviously you want to go for ability damage because your abilities can knock over larger dinos, which is great. Next up, we did Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor is amazing for the sheer fact that he gives your team 4 different buffs just from ulting and using the using his things. So right now we got on the increased attack range. We got his L2 as the one that gives you a team attack buff, and we got the leap that gives you a free charge back whenever you use your L1. A free charge of your healing thing. Let me show you guys why this is so strong. So look, we're gonna show you on him. So you got your little R1 or whatever. You see you know what buffs you got on, because on the left hand side of your character it will branch off as a little thing indicating, hey, you're getting healed. You know what I mean? But this dude's, he gives your team movement speed when he heals you with his L2. He gives you and the person you hit a movement speed buff. The movement speed buff lasts for 20 to 25 seconds, which is crazy. And then the attack speed lasts for like 5 seconds. Yeah, about 5 to 7 seconds. And the crazy thing is with this is, you get this movement speed, right? You got this movement speed, and then when he ults, he gives your team defense. So you have a defense buff, plus movement speed, plus your attack. Look at that. He got 3 buffs on him. So you're not only increasing their damage, you're reducing the damage they take, you're healing consistently, and you give them a 20-second movement speed buff? Like, what is this? And his ultimate also limits the movement of hostile exo fighters in the area. So like they can't use their leaps and stuff like that. So while you over there just healed up your full team, they over there looking hurt because you ulted and healed your whole team and gave them increased defense. Though your R1 would no longer be able to out heal a Deadeye's fully damage, you know, just shooting you in your face. And these are base damage. They ain't even got the recharger thing that gives them the increased damage the more they shoot. So that's why he's really good. Witch Doctor is literally an S tier in PvE for this sheer fact that he can give you 3 buffs, consistent healing, burst healing, and he got a good escape. Also, quick tip is that when you're using your repair field, if someone is dead and you revive them, okay, let me get out from over here, it's getting kind of loud. If someone is dead and you just revive them, his repair field can heal them while they're in their healing animation. No one else can do that. So that's why that's also really good. So you, as soon as you heal them, you just throw that down, you ain't got to worry about them anymore. Just go off and continue doing your thing. His haze is really good. I got the increased range because I want to be a little bit safer over just stunning and paralyzing dinos more often. I mean, you can, but you know, you're going to be using your L2 more than likely to try and, you know what I mean, to try and heal your team and give them that attack boost. So if they ain't as close to the T-Rex and stuff as you need them to be, then you know you ain't going to be able to paralyze the dino as much. So that's why he's really good. You'll know if they are debuffed because they actually have, look, you can see the debuff on them. Let you know that they are debuffs, the enemy. So that's all for Witch Doctor, honestly. There ain't really much else to say. You got your glide. I don't know, everyone should know that he has a glide by now, that you can hold X. You got your nice little glide around on your little hat. Yeah. Your R2 already paralyzes dinos at a pretty good, consistent rate. It basically paralyzes any small dino that isn't like a larger one, like a Triceratops and stuff like that, pretty quickly, which is great. It's amazing. Everyone loves it. He's a great healer. So that's why I have him as an S tier in PvE and an A tier at PvP, because his PvP kind of sucks. He's great for the healing, and like I said, the damage output, his ultimate is great, but he doesn't bring as much, you know what I mean? He can't really defend himself and stuff like that as other ones can. And it takes him too long to try and paralyze a an enemy exo. Aside from that, he's a great healer. He's great for everything else other than, you know, dealing damage. Yeah. So we have Skywave. We have Skywave at, she's an A tier support as PvE and an A tier in PvP because she is great. Okay, I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this because her A, okay, she's in B tier for the sheer fact that her PvP, this is just for her PvP, it can get blocked by larger dinos. You can't go through them like everyone else's heal scan. She can easily get shredded out of the air by anyone that's hit scan. Even if you are moving, you have her mobility thing up and whatever, you get 4 charges of it, you're up in the air longer. You can maneuver faster and stuff. But at the end of the day, if they have a tank, that has a shield, her heals can get blocked. So anyone behind the shield, anyone inside the shield, you can't heal unless you use your L2. Her ultimate's great. It freezes any dino, any person inside of it, giving your team a free opportunity and a free kill, which is amazing. But like I said, you can't heal as often as others. It's just blocked. Her PvE is great because, you know, she got her black hole, pulls people in. You know, she does her thing. Actually, I'm gonna move it up to B tier then. I'm gonna move her PvP up to B tier because she can pull in enemy exos as well. But I don't think she's an S tier, even if she can blind the dinos. By any means, I don't think she's an S tier. Next up we have Mesume. Mesume is an S, obviously, in both PvP and PvE because it's so easy to get his counters off. I don't really need to review on him. Everyone's using him. You can probably guess why. His skills are crazy. So I'm gonna do a quick rundown on them because some people might not understand what they are. So here you go. I'm moving fast. I'm going to get through this because I ain't have no audio in the last one. Okay, redundance. Run this over Mezutsu step or whatever. It increases your base attack speed while you're in the stance. What they're saying is when you counter and stuff like that, you get into a different stance to use your counter. It increases the base attack speed while you're in that stance after you take a certain amount of damage. This one is superiorly better in every way possible because it increases the effective range of your counter attacks, meaning I'm not sure if this means a bubble around you when you're countering, or if it means like, you know, how far your counter attack damage radius is. But it increases your counter attack damage by 20%. So you'll be hitting them for like 6 to 7 plus. You know, it just does a bunch of damage and it one shots anything basically. Any small dino. And then run steadfast over decimation or whatever it's called. Because look, decimation is good and all. It gives you increased damage. But the problem I have about it is that it's killing the dinos that you want to taunt. Why would you run decimation to kill dinos with your L2, your taunt move, if you can run steadfast and get 6 seconds off your counter to do it more often? You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. So we might as well just run your counter. We'll run this steadfast. Get your 6 seconds left on your counter so you can do it more often. Use more survivability. You get to knock up dinos more often and all that good stuff. Run that. Tiger Strafe or Dragon Strafe? Dragon Strafe, I don't care about. I don't care at all. It increases defense when you use your L1. Don't even go for this. Don't even do it. Go for Tiger. Tiger gives you an extra charge of your L1, giving you that juicy 360 slam down move that does so much damage and it can knock over bigger dinos. And when you knock over the bigger dino by doing that move, you have an extra charge so you can do it again and just hit the dino while they're on the ground and it respawn. Give you more chance of you doing more damage and, you know what I mean, getting more damage out. Okay. Now that we're done with that, now that you guys know, let me just continue playing this music real quick. Now reopen it up. Okay. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Now, that's why you want to run Tiger Strafe, because once it's max upgraded, you get the you'll get the base cooldown time on it, and okay, bro, you kind of loud. Anyway, back to what I was saying. You get your reduced cooldown. You get your base cooldown after you get a max level, and you increases your number of uses by 1. Bro, you're gonna get 2 of these off, man, while the dino is down, and you're gonna be doing so much extra damage because, you know, you can't counter while the dino's frozen or knocked over, obviously. And your Crescent Moon does baby damage right now because you ain't running 59 increases the damage. So you're better off doing your basic attacks and using your L1 to be a prime damage dealer while the dino's down, because you don't have that extra charge. It's like 120 a spin, and then you slam down, doing more damage. His ultimate doesn't do increase the damage the longer you hold it, it just increases the distance. So you can't use it until, you know, you get the first 3 stages of it. You see like the barrier part of it moving forward at the end. I'm gonna go into match so I can show you guys. So it's like boom, boom, 3, and then you can ult. So you gotta wait about 3 seconds to ult. And it can go through walls and it can hit, I think, up to 2 to 3 exos at once. Keep that in mind but smaller dinos, it should be able to hit a good considerable amount of smaller dinos in front of you. So, we're gonna go in here. This is what I was saying about his ultimate. Get your 1, 2, 3. And then look, it goes out farther and then you can ult, or whatever. So why would you want your taunt move, this move? You know what I'm saying? Why would you want that move to one-shot him? You wouldn't want something like that, you know what I mean? Or, I mean, I guess it's good if, you're using it just so you know. So you can do more damage to them so they'll die faster and all. But my opinion is go for the 6-second cooldown reduction and, increase the barrier size of this. So it's easier for you to hit your counters off. That's my opinion. Like I said, his ultimate is just, after 3 seconds, you can use it. You can use it. Yeah. That's why he's good. I went over Nimbus, I went over Krieger. Roadblock. Roadblock, he was better at first. I thought he was better than he actually is. And the reason why he's not as good as he used to be is because... Oh, I gotta move this down a little bit. Oh, moved down the wrong thing. Hold on. Okay, move this down. Okay. Roadblock was better before I figured out, why he's so bad. The reason why he's so bad, he's only good for objective-based PvP maps. So if you got your Dom point and your cube, his ultimate's really good. But if you're running the one where you gotta capture the things and stuff like that, he's just bad. His damage is too low in any aspect. He does 80 a hit or something like that. So we have his PvP in S and his PvP in A, in B, because up against an Exo, you're over there punching him. The only thing you really got is just your bash to do something. And it's sad because he's really good. His ultimate does a okay amount of damage, I guess. But it's nothing to skull fat compared to the other people who missing maybe one-shotting you or like Krieger, his ultimate killing you if you're in the radius and actually getting hit by it. But yeah, he's just good for blocking damage. That's literally what he's good for, holding your team down for more survivability. He's more so PvE than PvP. And it's okay, you know what I mean? But aside from that, yeah, he's definitely a B-tier DPS. Or maybe even a C-tier. Yeah, he ain't a DPS at all. But, yeah. That's Roadhog. I think that's everybody. Yeah. I don't want to go in depth. Well, I don't really got to go in depth about anybody. I guess I can go over tips for each one. We got, like I said, Vigilant.
You got it, pal.
Her critical shot is so good for the sheer fact that you can hit it twice. Like I was saying, you can get a good chunk of damage off just by using her vault with her ice. Well, you can just get it off by just using her vault. Look, 450, 300, 450, 450. Instead of waiting for that extra charge, you get that 900 off by itself. You can get it off twice as fast. Well, I'll have to wait for that second charge. Not only that, look at this. You jump up in the air, 540. You got your 540 damage. Just for a base shot, because you get to hang up in the air a little bit longer, so you can get your shot off. But if you're using Charge Enhancer, you can't do that. Her ult hits for 900 for 6 shots. Criminal. It freezes Exos with 1 freeze ball. That's why the 2 is good if you're running for PvP. And you can hit your ice balls. And if you didn't know, you can hit our ice balls while they're frozen in the air, or if they're frozen on the floor, it acts like a trap. So like I said, you can throw it on the floor, and look what happens when you walk by it. It's frozen. You get your free shots off. That's why she's so good. For sheer fact that she gets free shots off after you freeze an enemy. And you get at least 2 free charge shots off before, you know, they break out. Yep. That's all I gotta say. It takes about 3 shots to the head, or 2 shots to the head and 1 shot to the body. So you can 1, 2, and then body shot them with your regular burst. Yep. And like I said, her charge shot, it can crit when you're in the air. So you get your 2 freeze balls off, she's frozen, jump up in the air, 1,080 damage. Like I said, so you can jump up in the air, shoot 1 charge, use your R1, you got the 540 plus 1,080, you're hitting like a truck. And then obviously you got her regular ultimate, that's really good, 600 to base, and then 900 to the head. As you can see, her ultimate is the fully charged shot, as if you had to perk in. That's literally all it is, so not really anything special about it. So that's the complete guide. It's short, sweet, straight to the point of why some are better than the others, and you know why everyone is where they are. Again, I'm gonna go over this so you guys understand when y'all see this image. Deadeye PvP S tier, PvE A tier. We got Nimbus is a S tier in both because her ult hit like a truck, especially if you know how to line it up right, and her damage output is crazy. We got Mesumake, his PvP and PvE is an S. Barage's PvE is an S, but his PvP is an A. If you can't hit your shots, he's an A. If you can't hit your shots in PvP, he's an A. If you can, then he's an S. Krieger, his PvP is crazy. It's an A. Well, it's an S. And his PvE is an A. Because he can't tie the larger dinos, which leave your team vulnerable after he breaks your shield. But he does get a paralyzed, and he does a lot of damage. Witch Doctor is an S tier in PvE and an A tier in PvP. Roadblock is an S tier in PvE, B tier in PvP. Vintage is a S tier in PvP, and in PvE she is an A tier. Wait, no, PvE she's an A tier, and PvP she's an A tier. Well, if you can hit your shot, she's an S tier, just like Barrage. And Skywave is the A tier in both because she's Skywave and her healing can get blocked in PvP and PvE, reducing how effective she's going to be. Even if her ult is super strong, even if her L2 is good because it can blind people and stuff like that, like I said, her healing ability sucks. Her R2 or whatever. But when she comes out with that new thing in Season 1, she's going to be cracked. It's like lightning strikes. It's crazy. And we got Zephyr in the A tier for PvP and PvE. That is the complete guide. Now, I will thank you guys so much for tuning into the video. The overall tier list of who's where and why they're there. Like I said, I did videos already on Deadeye, Nimbus, and Krieger on the page already, so you guys can see the damage numbers and stuff like that for them and why they are where they are. But I'm losing my voice because how long I've been doing this. I need some water. But thank you guys for tuning into this video. If you liked it, please like, comment, and subscribe down below. Let me know what you guys think. And where, you know, some people can improve and, you know, we can go back and forth with the comments like on the very first time, my initial review. So if you liked it, please let me know down below. And it's been your boy Glorifiez. I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully this one uploads with audio. Peace out.